Hello everyone. It's Amy Bolton here with Live Healthy, Be Happy, and I'm here today to talk to you guys about peace, balance, and joy. Do you want more of that in your life? I'm sure you do, because I don't know if anybody would say no to that one. Of course we want more peace, balance, and joy, right? So let me know in the comments if you're watching the replay if that's something that you're interested in. I'm just going to share this with my group. So Beyond the Baby Blues group is a group of women who are struggling and overcoming postpartum depression and anxiety. So there's women who have been through it, women who are going through it, and we share all kinds of support tips, and we're there to support one another and connect with one another there. So if you're not a part of that group, definitely let us know in the comments if you want to join the group, or if you know somebody who may need some extra support postpartum after having a baby. Be sure to tag them in the comments. Maybe they'll appreciate having a group to support them and just having like-minded women around them that they feel connected with and that understand what they're going through, because having a new baby is a real difficult time. It can be a real difficult time. It can be a very joyous time. Difficult, and hence why we're seeking more peace, balance, and joy in our lives, is because when you're feeling overwhelmed and exhausted as a new mom, it's nice to have that, right? So I'm just gonna finish sharing. There we go. And we are good. So, to get to our topic of why peace, more balance, and joy, well, why not, right? No, it's not just that. So I want to dig a little bit into this. So for our children, right? So of course, they're a huge driving factor in our lives. So maybe you have older children, maybe it's your new baby, your first baby, but we strive as parents to do things, to make it the best for our children and make the future the best for our children. So having our mental health intact and feeling good, feeling happy, that's, what a better thing for our children, to give our family, right? And if you're joining me live, feel free to say hi. I'd love to have you interacting and know that you're here. So for our children, for our relationships, for ourselves, right? The more we become that role model for our children, the more they see, right? They're always watching. Those little eyes are always watching. And so for ourselves, we can become that role model, and we can be there for those little guys and those little people in our lives. And even energetically, as our babies or newborns, we may think, oh, well, they don't, they're not really connecting. They don't really know a lot, or they're not really, thinking a lot. Well, energetically, they can feel these messages that we're giving them, right? So I have some of my coffee, because daylight savings time is it's fun. Although, kudos to you moms, because I am past that newborn phase of survival of not getting a lot of sleep, so I can't complain. Coffee's awesome. So that peace, calm, connected for your family, that peaceful parenting, calm, connected parenting. So I'm just looking at my notes. Peaceful parenting has been one of the things I've been looking in for a while, and it just feels so much better. It's definitely not something that has always been talked about, but what a more beautiful world for a child to live in than a peaceful, calm, parented world. Not to say that it's perfect and we're all going to do it perfect. Of course, there's times when we're yelling, there's times when we're frustrated, and there's times when it's, way off on the other end, right? And that's where the balance kind of comes in. But of course, during, wouldn't we want that, right? So that's something that we all, I think, want to strive towards, is becoming that more peaceful, connected, calm parent for our family and for our children. So there's things out there called peaceful parenting that can really be helpful for us, especially when it comes to as our children are getting older and just really connecting with them. But again, like I said, with our newborn babies, we want that energetic level to be connecting with them, right? So And then we get more into balance in our lives, right? The ups and the downs that are always going on. Of course, those are normal. And of course, that's okay to have those ups and downs, but it's kind of getting a balance through them, getting more in harmony and connected with that ups and downs, right? So smoothing it out a bit and getting more okay with those emotions and getting comfortable. Like, it's a whole, like, intuition as a mother is something that's learned, right? And something that's comfortable. This is all new learning stuff, right? So finding that balance takes time. It takes being okay with yourself, giving yourself some grace to be like, it's okay. Balance takes time, and I'm learning this. Every new child, even if you had a few, they're a new human being on this planet that we need to learn more about. We haven't met this child before. We haven't met this baby before, right? So we have to give ourselves grace to find that balance and find that connectedness through our relationship with our child, right? So it takes some time for us to learn that intuition and find that connection with ourselves and our new children, right? So we can feel calm. And then I also wanted to mention the fight or flight hormone, fight, flight, freeze hormones. So I'm not sure if you have heard of that sort of thing, but it's like part of our survival skills, right? So when you go back before, modern day, when we were surviving out living on the land, and an animal, a big bear comes up, or a tiger, or wherever you're living, we need to flight, we need to fight, or we freeze, right? And so those are all for survival, and that's what we need. It's not a comfortable state of being to be in, but it's for survival, and it's for our needs. So when we have stresses coming on all the time in our day-to-day lives, naturally our brain goes to that survival mode, right? That survival instinct, and we either fight, flight, or freeze. And that's okay for those tendencies when we need that survival. But today's day, like in modern society, most of the time we're safe, most of the time we are okay. And a lot of these added stresses, we just need to kind of find that balance and find that connection so that we can be okay with things, and finding ways to cope with the little stresses. I know they may not seem like little stresses, they may seem like really big, huge stresses right at the moment, and I totally get that. But what I'm saying is, through balance, we can kind of tone them down a bit so that they're not seen as those big stresses. They're more little stresses. And then let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if you're watching the replay and if that makes sense with me explaining that way. But it's, trying to be comfortable with things so that and find that balance, right? So it's all so that there's harmony. And I'm not saying that everything's going to be perfect, or that there's never going to be those ups and downs, but it's more of learning to ride the waves and being okay with it and being comfortable with it. And like I said, with that intuition, as we start to be more in tune with ourselves and learn how to be in tune with ourselves, and it takes that learning process in order to get there, in order to achieve that balance, in order to achieve that connectedness, right? So let me know if that makes sense, if you have any questions. So for the joy part of it, of course, happiness. We're all striving to be happy. We all want more happiness, right? Those feel-good hormones that come when we are feeling good, right? We often hear it associated with exercise, and that's a great way to find that joy, find those endorphins, that serotonin. Because what those hormones also do is they decrease our stress hormones, so they make us feel good. So who doesn't want more of that natural hormone that makes us feel good, right? So that's one means, is exercise, is getting that joy and feeling good. And then they decrease stress. So then I wanted to talk a little bit about the law of attraction, right? So what we think about, what we do, it attracts more of that, right? So the more we can find things that make us feel joyful, make us feel good, more of that comes into our life, right? And that's so powerful, right? The energy that our children feel, like I was saying in the beginning, that connection, that energy that we're giving them, you know, it reciprocates, it's back and forth. So it's that law of attraction, we're giving them, and all that's coming back and forth. And when we're feeling good, when we feel that joy, there's healing properties, right? So our body can heal, our body can recover, our body can feel better, and all the cells in our whole entire being feel so much better when we are at peace, when we're at joy, when we're, you know, feeling connected. Just our body can heal, and there's been so many studies done on that, you know, the more in tune we are, the more connected we are, the more at peace, the more comfortable we are, the less stressed we are, right? Our body's going to heal faster, which is wonderful news postpartum, especially if you're recovering from a C-section, or you've had more of a traumatic birth, or whatever, physically traumatic. It's so good to heal. And just in general, like, you know, it takes us a long time as women for our whole body to come back into balance and connected. So being more at peace and finding that calm is going to really help us heal and, you know, recover from all of that, right? And why do we want to do all this? Why? Because you matter. You matter as a woman, as a human being, as a mother. You matter. You make a difference. You make a difference in your lives, in your partner's lives. And so why not find that peace, joy, harmony, connection, balance, all these things, right? You matter. You make a difference. Your family matters. Your kids matter. And that's what counts, right? You matter. So I want you to remember that and know that. And that is so important to remember that you are awesome. You're amazing. So I wanted to let you know that I'm going to drop the link for you to get a session with me to get more peace, balance, and joy in your life. Through this session, we will create an action plan, implement it together, get that whole vision of, look into that vision of what it takes to get more peace, balance, and joy in your life. So get a crystal clear vision for all of that in your day-to-day activities, so you can be more present and connected with your family now and in the future, right? Because yeah, now matters, but also down the road, right? So having these tools so you can do that down the road. We'll work on uncovering hidden challenges that may be sabotaging your ability to overcome postpartum depression and anxiety, right? Create an action plan to empower you to begin the process to heal, to find that peace, happiness, balance, and joy for your entire family. So let's make that plan so that we can work together with different practitioners, different people in your lives to make that happen, right? And you will leave the session feeling renewed, energized, and inspired to start taking steps towards caring for yourself so that you'll be more happy and healthy and present and connected with your family, right? So if you want more peace, balance, and joy in your life, definitely fill out the form, and I'll drop it in the comments as soon as I'm done here. And you are welcome to sign up for a session with me to get more peace, balance, and joy in your life. And those are all the things that we'll be working on, you know, is creating a vision, creating a clear vision to get all of those things set up in your life, whatever that may look for you. We're all bio individuals. We're all a little bit different, right? We all have different things going on. Yeah, we all are mothers, and we're all connected in that way. And there's so many ways we can connect and relate with one another. So create that vision for your future, uncover those challenges, dig down into the root of what may be sabotaging and stopping you from recovering from that postpartum depression, anxiety, and make a plan so that you have all of those people and all of those connections in one place to make and have that hand holding you to get there, right? So thank you so much for joining me, guys. And if you're watching the replay, feel free to let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I am here to answer them. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.